cross-sectional data. The cross-sectional data is related with the time series data. So it is very important to remember that we are collecting data at the same time of different elements. So here elements is name of the persons, or the persons are the element, and time is 2002. Okay. Now, what about the time series data? Data collected on the same element for the same variable at different points in time or different periods of time is called time series data. So we are collecting the data for Super Bowl, and data is being collected at different during different time. So time series data, we are collecting data in the different duration of time, like 1993, 94, 95. But if it would have been at the same time, then we could say it is a cross-sectional data. But now data is collecting at different times, so it is the example of time series data. Time series data have a natural temporal ordering. This word temporal, whenever you see anywhere, you should know that whenever we are saying temporal, that means some time related data set is there. Some time is directly involved in this scenario. The series data have a natural temporal ordering. This makes time series analysis distinct from cross-sectional studies in which there is no natural ordering of the observations. You can see that in cross-sectional, there is no natural ordering in the person's name. It could be changed. But in time series data, the data is being synchronized in the year wise, 93, 94, 95, and so on. So in cross-sectional data, in which there is no natural ordering of observations, for example, explaining people's wages by reference to their respective educational levels, where the individual's data could be entered in any ordering. Now there is another term that is with the name of descriptive statistics. What is descriptive statistics? It consists methods for organizing, displaying, and describing data using labels, graphs, and summary measures. Descriptive statistics consist of methods of organizing, displaying, describing data with the help of different table, graphs, or summaries. Now, counterpart of this is inferential statistics. It consists of methods that use sample results to help make decision or prediction about a population. Now, generally we apply statistics on dataset to get results. So two types of statistics could be applied on the dataset. One is descriptive statistics. In descriptive statistics, we are fetching the data, we are displaying the data in the form of table, graph, or summary, and anybody can see that okay, this data is there and this is the sales we have achieved in the last year. How we able to know that how many sales we have achieved in the last year? Because we are having graph sort of information in front of us. But if we need to predict that what would be the sale in the next year, then we must apply inferential statistics. Inferential statistics means it inferences the new knowledge based on the previous knowledge. So based on the previous data set, the system will predict or come up with the next prediction of next year sales. So this is the basic difference between descriptive statistics and inferential statistics. It is very important to know. So this is elaborated here. Descriptive statistics are very important because if we simply presented our raw data, it would be hard to visualize what the data was showing, especially if there was a lot of it, if large data is there. Descriptive statistics therefore enables us to present the data in a more meaningful way, to present the already existing data in more meaningful way, which allows simpler interpretation of data. For example, if we had the result of 100 pieces of students' coursework or semester end result, we may interested in overall performance of those students. We would also be interested in distribution of spread of marks, distribution statistics, etc. So based on their marks in a particular subject, we can predict that, we can say that, okay, these particular number of students are getting A grade, these particular number of students are getting B grade, rather than to see all the textual information. By visualizing the graphs, chart, we can easily say this already existing knowledge more quickly and more informatively. Inferential statistics is being elaborated here. We have seen that descriptive statistics provide information about immediate group of data. For example, we could calculate the mean standard deviation of exam marks for this is. So it is saying about mean standard deviation. This probably you have not completed yet. The probability distribution sort of thing is needed to explain the terms of the standard deviation, etc. The major thing is the difference is descriptive is basically explaining what has happened, and inferential is to find out what will happen. This only major differences in these two statistics, and different statistics techniques are there when we are using descriptive or inferential. Okay, students, so today we have seen population, sampling, representative sampling, random sampling, what is survey, types of variable, quantitative, qualitative, and their different types, categorical, ordinal, nominal, continuous, discrete, cross-sectional data, time series data, descriptive statistics, and inferential statistics. So we are concluding our lecture here today. In next time, probably we will see data pre-processing in Friday. So we will see that how data pre-processing could be done, and what are the things basically we need to be concerned while pre-processing a data. That what are the things we need to check in a data set while doing pre-processing, and what we mean basically the term pre-processing. So this we will cover in the next.